dispatches from the frat house. I hope you're all doing well. I'm super excited to bring you this video today for two reasons. First of all, I have a new planner set up, but secondly, and way more importantly, this is a collab with MySummerTouch. You can find her on YouTube and Instagram, and I will link all of her places that you can find her down below. I was so excited when she contacted me and asked if I wanted to do a collab with her where we could both post our current setups, because she's one of the first people I watched planning videos from on YouTube. So I've been watching her videos for years. I totally fell in love with her process and her aesthetic, and I was so excited when she asked. I was like, me? You want to do a collab with me? So thank you so much for asking. So you guys will see some similarities and some differences. That's one of the things that I love about planning videos, is it doesn't necessarily matter what physical planner you're in. I find that watching planning videos, I can almost always take something away, regardless of what the physical setup is. I can always take away process ideas. So with that being said, check out everything down below so you can find MySummerTouch. I'll link to her channel, to her Instagram, and directly to her current setup video. So this is my current setup, will be my setup through April. I don't intend to go anywhere. Every time I say that, I change my planner, but I've been in here for a month and I have not been this content in a really long time. Part of the fun of it was just setting it up. I'll totally admit that. I have been wanting to try, this is a B6 Stalogy in here. I've wanted to try I've had B6 TN inserts and I really do like that. I love the size. The concept of doing it in Stalogy has been in the back of my brain for quite a while, and I just never decided to just try it. One of the upsides to setting up this particular planner was I actually had a couple hours of completely alone time, uninterrupted. So I could sit down with notes of what I wanted where, and a pencil and post-its, and kind of go through, and put where do I want everything, so I could kind of adjust things. You'll see that this is in a D-ringed Malden. I took the rings out of this. I was very sick. I'm still not over it. We're still trying to figure out what's going on, but that's beside the point. But I was having a day where I was so sick and so exhausted that I just couldn't even muster the worry about taking the rings out of it. And I thought, okay, this is the day to do it, because I'm so exhausted I can't even worry about it. So here's what's going on inside. I have the front and back cover of the Stalogy slid into the pockets in the Malden, okay? And you'll see that the corners on that are stressed a little bit. That's because I dropped it. That's not because I stuck it in the cover. I was goofing around and I dropped it outside of a cover and I beat it up a little bit, but that's okay, it's fine. This is all from the March Kinley Doodles Doodle Box. So I decorated the flyleaf. It's my favorite picture of Mike, or one of my most favorite pictures of Mike. And then I kind of have a table of contents that I labeled index because it fit better than table of contents and I didn't want to put TOC. And then I have everything sectioned out. My first section is finances. Part of my reasoning in putting finances right in the front is right behind finances is my monthly pages, and I find it easier to write on the pages further in the book. So my finance pages, I'm not writing on them every day. It made sense to kind of have a buildup of pages back, on this side, so that my monthly pages were easier to write on. And in my ring planners, my ring bound planners, my finance section usually goes right in the front anyway. This vellum I printed myself, but the design is from SMPLANS on Etsy, and it's great. She has a bunch of these dividers already labeled and also a blank one so that you can label it yourself if you like. So you'll see all of the vellum in here is from that set. I'll link to her down below as well. And then all I did with these vellum dividers is I just taped them to the next page. Right here, I tried to keep the tape out of, from going too far into the spine of the actual notebook itself. I didn't want to stress the spine, or I wanted to stress it as little as possible. As you can see, this thing's quite full. So I taped it near the edge there, and later on you'll see I have some of them with something on the back, and I'll show you that when we get there. So this is just one page per month, because some of our bills are fixed and some of them have, they're due on a different date every month, like the electric bill. It's not due the same day every month. So I just write the date that it's due, what bill it is, how much, and I check it off when I pay it. That's it. The monthly, I have a fold out from Peanuts Planner Co. This is from the 2019 yearly bundle. So this is Mike's game schedule for hockey, so I know when he's traveling and when he's home. And then this, because that pertains to this. This is my monthly section. On the back of that vellum, I have the 2019 calendar, also from SMPLANS. This for me is really helpful just when I'm setting up my upcoming months and my weeks, and even in my daily. I refer to this because she has the week numbers on here. I use those in my daily, and so that I get the dates right on my weekly pages. So that's what that is for. Here is March, our current month. Kind of busy, kind of not, on and off. And then what I've done is I have the month on 2 pages, and then I have a blank spread in between for notes and tasks. So tasks get put on here, notes get put on here, like if I called somebody and what the outcome of that call was, I want to be able to refer back to it in one easy spot, not have to go digging through daily pages if possible, so I reference all that here. And then, because April is coming very shortly, I did screw up my April calendar, so I taped in some lined pages. These, I believe, might be called Spring Floral Notes. They're the lined version. They're also from SMPLANS on Etsy, but I taped this over what was my April spread because I did not screw it up in a way that I could fix it. So I thought, okay, for April, we'll have the notes and the tasks first, and then the April calendar. Usually I do that the other way around, but it's in a bound book. I don't want to tear pages out, so we're gonna make do. So I covered that up. That'll be notes, reference, tasks for April, and then there is the April calendar so far. And then I do have it through July. Like I said, I put 5 months worth in here. I split the remaining year in half, and that is what I ended up with. So that's all through July. And then this is through the end of the year, just small reference calendars for things coming up. Okay. My weekly section I've really been vacillating on. I'm already thinking about starting a list in the back here about what I want to do differently, because my next Stalogy would start in August and run through the end of the year. I don't know if I'm going to change this or not. I like having my weekly calendar separate. I did this differently than I normally do. This is just a week per page, and that is it. I have everything color coded as usual. So no tasks on here unless there's something super date specific, but I usually would not put that on here. So that's it. It's just a week per page. It's super simple. And these little bill due and payday, those are from Paper Panda. The date covers were in the March Kinley Doodles Doodle box. And this magnetic bookmark I got at Kinokuniya bookstore. So I sectioned off enough. I left enough blank pages to get me through the end of July. And then I have just clipped another one of those lined Spring Floral Notes pages from SMPLANS. This is just kind of a running shopping list so that I don't forget anything. If I think of something I need to buy, if I write it on a daily page, I won't remember to refer back to it. I might lose it. So I kind of dump all that on here when I need it. So as you can see, there was a shopping list on the other side too. Now my daily section is very, very just kind of open. What I've been doing is I've been doing a 2-page spread for the weekly tasks, reminders, follow-up list, waiting for list, that kind of thing. So not appointments. That is up here in this weekly section. That's what I mean by I did something differently. I kind of separated out my weekly time-sensitive schedule stuff versus tasks, notes, reference. I'm sorry, it's finally gotten nice outside. There's a very loud motorcycle outside. So I have like the weekly spread, so this is week 9, and then a day per page. And I keep it pretty loose, just a list of stuff and reminders. There's certain things I have to pay or do. Now, then this was the start of March. That was the end of February. I did section off for March, and on the back of that, I put it's a month per page or a month on 1 page calendar. That's also from SMPLANS, and that is just where I'm marking what work stuff I have done on what day. So I need to go back and fill this in. I just put these in the other day because I felt like I was missing a good place to keep track of that. No, Frankie. Frankie wants to help. Nope. Go find Hunter. Go on, kitty kitty. I didn't want to keep track of like what day, kind of a work log type of thing on my monthly calendar, just because the monthly calendar is kind of full enough. I didn't want to clutter it up. So that was a good place to do it. I already had the vellum in here to delineate each month since I have 5 months of daily pages in here. So just taping it to the back of the vellum kind of made these colors pop a little more, first of all, because the paper is very white versus the kind of cream of the Stalogy. So that was kind of a double win. I liked that. This is into the beginning of March. Again, here is a 2-page kind of spread for a week. So here's like bills due, reminders, to-dos, for home stuff, family stuff, and then work stuff. And that's it. I just have a very loose, kind of color-coded. I don't really need a timed schedule right now. There's March 11th through 17th. And that is it. I just kind of keep track of things as they come. So that is what's going on in there. Any place in here you see small little date dots or little squares, those are from MJ and Hope. There is April and the April work log. And then I've just been washing the edges. And starting in April, I did go to just 1 page for weekly tasks. So there is, I have May, June, July are all set in there. And then the back here, I tabbed it with a work tab. This is all, it's kind of a hodgepodge. It's just notes, reference stuff. Like I have a separate Stalogy that I do like long-term projects and stuff in, but this is good for reference because it's always with me. And then in the back I have 1 spread. I have a personal section. I have 1 spread per person in the house that I have to keep track of stuff for, basically. Now, a couple of the kids are old enough I really don't have to keep track of a whole lot. The ones that I do, I just use Post-its, and I just have like 1 spread for each person, and I just slap Post-its on there. On the back, I have a page for pen testing. These page flags were also in, or sticky notes I should say, these 3 were also in the March doodle box. Those are just regular Post-its. I have an acetate that I taped into the back flyleaf that has all of a ton of page flags on it, but I love page flags like I love tabs, so I had to have them. And then this was from one of my dashboards for my setup in February that I loved so much that I peeled it off of the dashboard and stuck it in here. And then in the back, I have the pen loop is from the March doodle box. This is from the March doodle box. This I made in Canva. It's a quote from Taryn Fisher. All my MJ and Hope stickers I keep in the back here in pockets. And then I just have like my game pass for hockey games, addresses, prescription we need to refill, and then magnetic clip. So that is it. The process itself works exactly the same. Everything kind of flows from the monthly to the weekly to the daily. So that's kind of why things always end up in that order in my planner. So, oh, and I didn't even show you, I forgot. These are from Heart and Hound because Kelly is amazing and has incredible taste. So I had to show you those. So I hope that answers any questions that any of you might have been asking on Instagram when I started posting this about how I set it up. I honestly just went through it with like Post-its, pencil, eraser, and counted out pages. You know, how many pages do I need for dailies? I totaled that up. How many pages do I need for weeklies? You know, I kind of totaled it all up on scratch paper, started counting, you know, divided up the rest of the year evenly so that I could split it into 2 books because I couldn't get it all in 1 book, obviously. So I wanted to divide it as evenly as possible. And it was just kind of trial and error. And the great thing about it is now, like going into April, I'm changing my weekly tasks setup. That bought me some more pages in the back. It bought me more space because I've realized I don't really need 2-page spread for that. I can use a 1-page spread and I'll be okay. So if you have questions, let me know. I hope this was helpful. I hope you enjoyed it. And I really hope you go and watch the video from MySummerTouch and see her April setup as well. I'm sure there'll be a ton that's different. I'm sure there'll be some things that are similar because I know I've taken a lot of ideas from her. So I hope you enjoy that. If you have questions, just let me know down below and I will talk to you soon. Thank you all so much. Bye-bye.